In this video I am going to show you how to make cables without the cable needle and color work at the same time. It might sound intimidating, but it's actually easier than you think. Since when you are working cables with one color, your yarn will pull that cable more, but when you are working with two colors, your stitches stay in place more easily, and it's much more easier to work cables without cable needle in color work. Actually, in this pattern I am always working the stitches in that color that the stitch is. So if I have a gray stitch on my needle here, I have to work it with gray yarn, and if I have orange yarn here on my needle, I will work it with orange yarn. So I have only two colors here in my work. So, and the yarn thimble that I'm using is Lankapiika yarn thimble. I will put all the info below this video. Okay, let's begin. I have a pattern here in which I'm doing honeycomb cable, so I will always turn the gray yarn above the orange yarn. So the gray yarn is actually my dominant yarn in color work. So next I have to turn the gray stitches, two gray stitches over the orange stitches. So what I'm doing, I'm going behind the orange yarns, the gray yarn, picking up the two orange yarns on my needle, and then I'm just placing these gray stitches on my left hand needle and placing the orange yarns also back to the left hand needle. Now I'm ready to knit those stitches, so I will knit the orange stitches first, and then I'm knitting the gray stitches first. I have slightly rustic yarn here, so if you have slippery superwash yarn, it might be more difficult, but with this rustic yarn this is so easy because the stitches don't unravel, they don't rip anywhere. So now I have to turn my two gray stitches over the orange stitches here. So I am placing my needle here into the gray stitches, slipping all back, and then I'm just catching, I'm helping with this yarn so the stitches will stay in their place. I'm just putting my left needle here in those stitches, and then I'm again placing the gray ones also on the left needle. Then I'm ready to knit these stitches. I have to help a little bit, and then these orange stitches. Okay, let's repeat that. So going from the back of the gray stitches to these two stitches here, slipping all away from the needle, placing gray stitches back to the left hand needle, placing the orange ones back to the left hand needle, knitting all with the corresponding color. Then again right slanting gray cable, slipping, going to the needle with the needle to the gray stitches, slipping all off from the needle, catching those two orange stitches with the help of my finger, and then placing all here, knitting the grey ones and then knitting the orange ones. That's it. That's how you do colorwork cables without cable needle. Thank you for watching.